I am back from day 7 of my daily jog as one of my commitment to consistency and persistency to overcome the challenges that I have in front of me to become the person that I want to be. So here we go again today. Every day seems to go a little bit more smoother than the previous day. I guess it is because of my development of emotional stability, and that is what consistency and persistency leads to. It leads to emotional stability. So the back and forth argument that seems to go between these two persons within myself was not as long or drag out as the previous days. But again, the physical portion, the physical challenges were there. And I had to tell myself that I've done it before and I could do it again. And again, I do it. And as I get to the front of my gate, exhausted, I am exhausted, but happy that one more day is under the notch and I continue on. Now, back to what the things that anyone would want to achieve in life. I know it's difficult for every one of us to figure it out at the beginning, but you can start by asking yourself some questions. For instance, what are you really good at? Now, then, what do you want to do? Another question would be, what do other people say you are really good at? Then, what have you been productive at? And then finally, what can you see yourself improving at throughout? Those 5 questions would help to point you to the things that you want, amongst which may be what you consider to be the purpose of your life. Or it may be that you simply want to excel in a particular area of your life. Or you may want to help other people in your life. Or you may be looking for recognition in your community. Or on the other hand, you may be looking to acquire financial riches or for just freedom, your freedom to do the things that you want to do. These are some of the things that you may use to kind of guide you and set you in the path that you want to go. But of course, there has to be some emotion behind it, something that makes you do it even when you don't feel like doing, something that you could wrap your heart, mind, and soul around, that drives you. That has to be there, because without it, halfway you're gonna give up. But if you have that, you will succeed. Again, now in your development, which is essentially your personal development, you have to be able to lead yourself, meaning to discipline yourself. You have to be able to do that. Meaning you have to be able to tell yourself that this is what I'm gonna do, and get up and begin to do it and stick with it until you finish it. You have to be able to do that. No one can let you do that. Now, if you can do that, and you can have a big dream, a dream that is big enough so that the fears do not overwhelm it. You have a dream that is big enough. Use your imagination. You can do that. And after having that big dream, you have to be willing to develop yourself little by little, because nothing big is done all at once. You have to be able to develop yourself little by little and be willing to stick with it. Now, if you can do those things, you are definitely on your pathway to succeed. I I wish you all could feel what it feels like when you set a goal and you go out and do what it takes to succeed, and you succeed. Yes, the feeling is wonderful. Now, I know when you set a goal and you fail, seems to be discouraging. But if you take the point of view that every time you fail, you have found one more ways in which you cannot succeed, so that you can tweak it, so that the next time around you don't repeat the same failure. You fail differently, then you are still on the pathway to success, so that you could consider that failure as a stepping stone to your succeeding. Now, I am on the pathway to what I have laid out as indications of success for me in my life. I hope everyone could have that, have something, however little, that's a pathway to them succeeding. But first and foremost, you must believe in what I am saying. Belief is the foundation of everything. You must believe that you have the ability to succeed, so that you can then begin to think about what is it you want to succeed at. What would you consider success to be like for you? It's going to be different for everybody. Success for Michael Jordan is different from success for Michael Jackson. So you got to think about you and what is it you can consider yourself success to be for you. So think about that. Now, as you think about what you would consider to be success for you, then you can begin to lay out what the steps are. What steps can I take to be successful? How can I get there? But first, it is that dream of what is it would be success for you. Remember that in this world, there are over 6 billion people, and they can find one person out by their fingerprint. So everyone is unique. Yet all 6 billion of us here on earth are expected to share the same resources. And God earmarked no resources for any particular nation, man, tribe, so that you have to realize that the resources of this world are meant to be shared. Although you are unique, the resources of this world are meant to be shared. So one of the rules here is that whatever you consider to be successful, if you want to have great success in it, then it must serve the needs of a lot of people. That is what success would be. It must serve the need of all, if possible. So that, number one, you have to be authentic because you are unique. Number two, whatever you consider to be successful, if you want it to be significant, you must make it so that it would meet the needs of as many people as possible. Now that implies that you have to consider others before yourself. You have to put the 6 billion people ahead of you. That is difficult to do, but that is what it would take. And when you consider that you would be giving to the world, you are a gift to the world, so you would be giving to the world. But remember, if you consider giving is like one side of a coin, heads and tails. You cannot have a coin without tails. So long as you have heads, the other side is tails. Same thing with giving. Giving is like a coin. When you give it, the other side is receive. You would receive. But you've got to believe that. You've got to believe that when you start giving, you will receive. So you got to be receptive. Thank you. This is day 7 of my commitment to consistency and persistency, and I will see you tomorrow.